So, to start the practice, we'll begin in a comfortable seated position of your choice. You can be in a chair, sitting on the ground. You can use a cushion, blanket, however you'd like to arrive in a seated position. I invite you to close your eyes. Rest your hands gently wherever they land. And just take a moment and notice. Notice the sounds around you. Notice the smells. Where are your hands touching? Feel the warmth of your hands against your skin. Taking a moment right here, checking in with your breathing. And however you get there, I'd like you to relax your belly, placing perhaps a hand on your belly. Feel what we call like a Buddha belly, allowing it to just move outward. Breathing normally. Feeling the smooth air coming in through your nose, passing down your throat into your belly and expanding. Allowing your shoulders to fall away from your ears. If you need a little help in that area, lift the shoulders towards the ears and round them back gently to allow them fall down. Checking in with your posture. Where are you stiff? Can you let go? Allow the floor, allow your seat to support you. As you check in where you're at right now. Just allow and arrive. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh. Exhale, sigh it all out. One more deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh. Big, deep breath again. And don't be shy about making noise on that sigh. Allowing your hands to fall back down if you've moved them. And placing them gently. Allowing your breath to return to normal breathing. And from here, you can open your eyes if you'd like. You can try to keep your eyes closed in this position as we move the torso around and in a circle around the top of your hips. So moving the top of your body around really slowly and gently, rounding that back and tucking your chin to your chest as you go back. And then rounding up towards the front, inhaling forward. Lifting your chin, exhale, back down around, rounding the back. Inhale forward. And making these as large or small as you'd like. Exhale back. One more. Inhale forward. Just really being gentle to open up those hips. Exhale back. We'll reverse direction. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And moving at your own pace with the breath. Allowing the hips and the base of your spine to wake up. Release any tension. And making these circles maybe a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. And coming back to stillness. Once again. And if you haven't opened your eyes, I invite you to gently lift your eyelids open. And come back to the present moment here. From here, you can move your cushion and if you use blocks to the side. To make room for hands and knees. So coming on hands and knees. Wrists are below the shoulders. Knees are below the hips. Okay, so checking in once again with your form here. Going to notice the pads of your fingers slightly, I wouldn't say gripping, but you know, really allowing yourself to get a good support here. So from here we're going to do cat-cow, so rounding the back up towards the ceiling, tucking that tail in, chin towards your chest. Allowing the belly to fall back down towards the floor as you lift your chin. Cat. Oh, sorry, this is cow. And moving with the breath, your own breath. And I like to inhale up. Exhale, rounding the spine towards the ceiling. Tucking the tail. Being very gentle. Making this your own if you need to wiggle out that tail. Maybe you notice something. Maybe pushing down to the ground because you notice your shoulders coming towards your ears. We'll do one more round of breath. And then coming back towards neutral spine. Okay, from here, we're going to step our right foot forward. If you'd like to grab your blocks in this, now is a good time to grab the blocks. So stepping forward, and just a nice easy low lunge here. I'm gonna move the hips forward towards the front foot, keeping those hips square to the front of your mat. Again, if you need something to support your knee, you can use a blanket or a cushion, or you don't even have to go forward very much. Making this your practice. Pushing down into the floor or to your blocks, framing that foot. Allowing that nice hip flexor stretch. And keeping in mind that the knee should never pass over the toes. So if you are, just take your foot and walk it forward just a moment, just a little bit, maybe a couple inches. Maybe if you do that, you can go a little bit further in that lunge. All right, from here, we're gonna walk our hands back as you peel the toes off, peel the foot off of the ground, toes towards the ceiling, straighten the front leg as much as it will straighten. If it doesn't get all the way straight, that's fine. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Keeping those hips square again towards the front of the mat. So if you feel yourself pulling one way or the other, keeping good mindful practice. All right, and releasing it forward. We're going to switch to the other side, however you get there. Stepping that left foot forward, framing that foot with your blocks or with your hands on the floor. And just check in again, squaring those hips to the mat. And the way I'm here, I'm diagonal. So what I mean square is if I were like this, keeping these hips square to the front of the mat. So I'm gonna go forward like this, sinking those hips down to the front of the mat, to the front foot. Again, you can inch your foot forward and making any adjustments. And breathe. You might feel one side is different than the other. From here, we'll walk the hands back with the blocks if you have them, peeling those toes and the foot off from the floor into a straight leg, getting a nice gentle back of the leg stretch. If it's not all the way straight, that's fine. Breathe. Inhale to release and allow that foot to come back. From here, and set your blocks to the side. And from here, I will actually go and do it this way. So hands, wrists under the shoulders, keeping a mindful action, active fingers on the mat. You can move them a couple inches forward if you'd like. And we're going to be going up into downward dog. The knees are below the hips. Keeping this pose active throughout. Tuck the toes under as you raise the hips up towards the ceiling, sky. Keeping the legs in a generous bend. Tracking the shoulders away from the ears. Upside down V. An active pose. Keeping those hands nice and active. And if your feet are not flat on the floor, that is fine. Inverted poses are very good for the heart. You can walk out your dog. From here, I'd like you to walk your fingers, your hands, towards your feet. And hang your torso over your thighs, keeping your knees generously bent, hanging the neck, just allowing your to fall forward in this nice forward fold. Allowing that massage to happen in the belly. And then we're going to move slowly to standing. Very slowly. Imagining each vertebrae stacking one at a time on top of each other. Your neck comes up last. Really, the power's all in the legs here. Here we'll float our arms up to the sky and then float them back down. Okay. So from here, we will go and place our feet in a generous stance apart. Now you can make it a little bit wider or smaller together. From here, we'll do willow tree. So we're just going to twist the torso, lifting that foot off the ground, tapping your hands, your arms against your body as you move from side to side here. This is going to wake up your torso, wake up the core. Just being real gentle. Gentle taps. Swaying like a willow tree in the breeze. You can make these as big or as small as you'd like. All right, we'll make these smaller, 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 and coming back to stillness. Taking a moment and closing your eyes, just feeling the sensations. Here, I invite you, if you have your eyes closed, to lift your toes up, just your toes up off the mat, and then deliberately set each toe down on the mat, one at a time. And as you are engaging the muscles of your feet, allow it to move up your legs, engaging your muscles, all calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your torso, your belly. And just allow that sensation to move all the way up your body, all the way into your chest. Lifting your shoulders back, opening up your palms to the front of the mat. Engaging every single muscle strongly. Very strong, engaged pose. Breathing, not holding your breath. Inhale. Exhale, release. So from here, feet are hip width distance apart, approximately. We'll float the arms up overhead. We'll take the right hand and grasp the left wrist as it's over your head. And as you're standing straight up, you'll pull that left arm over the top of your head, over the top of your body, allowing your hips to remain in the same spot, not allowing your chest to fall forward, keeping your chest open, heart open. Breathe. Inhale to release. And we'll switch to the other side. So taking your left hand and placing your hand around the wrist of the right arm, and pulling it over the side. Feeling a nice side stretch here on the right side. Allowing that chest, the heart to remain open. Inhale to release and floating your arms back down to your sides. So next we'll move into tree pose. So this is where you find nice grounded feeling, getting nice and grounded on the left leg and opening up that right leg towards the side and then bringing that foot, so the heel towards the inside of the left leg. You can stay right here. This is option one. Keeping that leg open, your hips square to the front of the mat, top of the mat. And stay right here. Hands at prayer position, hands overhead. Yogi's choice. You can move your foot up to the inside of your calf. Option three is to bring that foot to the inside of your thigh, like so. I'm going to keep mine on my calf. This is a balancing pose. This is not competitive. Breathe. Inhale and exhale, release. So move to the other side. So finding a nice grounded foot. So if that means you pick up your feet, your toes, and place each toe deliberately on the floor, what you do, open up that hip to the left and then slide that heel towards the inside of the right leg. Stay right here. Option one. Prayer position, hands on hips, arms overhead, arms in tree branches. Make this your pose. Or you can slide up that foot on the inside of the calf. Hips are square to the top of the mat. Or to the inside of your thigh, way up top. Wherever it is right now. Inhale, exhale, release. Okay, so from here, step to the top of the mat. Step to the top of the mat, and keep your feet, your legs about hip width distance apart. And as you step back, imagine your feet are on rails, a railroad track. And so this is going to help with a balance as you step back in a wide lunge. So back leg is straight, front leg is bent. This way. Back leg is straight, front leg is bent. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can swing your arms forward and up overhead. Looking at prayer position, Yogi's choice. And just breathe. Nice and strong. Hands to the hips as you step forward to the top of your mat again. And we'll go to the other side. Here, lift that left leg and step back like you're on rails into a high lunge pose. Hips square, Okay, don't move to the side, just to the front. Check in with your body. Where do you need to make some adjustments? And then find where you'd like your hands on your hips. Prayer position, overhead. Swing your arms overhead. Tucking that tail in. You need to. Engaging that core. Then float your hands back down to your hips and then step forward to the front of your mat. Okay, from here, we'll come to the long side, facing the long side of your mat, and step in a generous stance here. Generous stance. You move to the side a little bit. Okay. Starting with your hands on your hips. Checking in with your posture. So allowing the heart to lead as we will bend from the waist. You'll inhale and exhale, bending from the waist. Really checking in. So before we bend, sorry. Check in with your feet. Move them a little bit closer to the inside, not allowing them to be like a goddess pose outward. We're gonna bring them in so they're more parallel to the sides of your mat here, to the long sides of your mat. So again, checking in with your posture. Heart is leading. Inhale and exhale forward, coming parallel to the mat. If you need to pull your blocks over to full forward, or you can place your hands or your fingers on the ground. I'm gonna pull mine over, just in case. Just allowing yourself to stay here for a moment before we fall forward. So keeping your back straight right now. And then release to the ground, if that's available to you. So you can find support with the blocks if you'd like. Or you can just float your hands down to the mat, allowing your neck to fall loose. And really all the strength is in the legs and the hips. And you may feel a nice stretch in your lower back. If anything is straining, back off just a little bit, or until it's not straining. Always listening to your body. And just breathe. Model pose, we will go in reverse, how we came here. Straighten our back. Bringing the blocks if you need them. Coming to a straight back, and then engage your core. Bring your hands to your hips, and slowly come up to standing, stepping your feet together. All right, from here, we're coming back down the mat. And from here, come back down your mat onto your belly. So, onto your belly. I'd like you to put your elbows under your shoulders, and your forearms are lying flat. Let's see if I can back up a little bit. Forearms are lying flat in front of you, elbows are under the shoulders, and your neck is neutral. You're not straining it upwards or letting it hang. It's just a neutral position. Now I'd like you to release the back body. in this pose. So this is a very gentle back bend. We always have a tendency to kind of tense up the back legs here. This is allowing it to fall out, fall forward. And maybe you'll find you get maybe a little bit of a deeper bend this way. All right, and then coming out of that, just fall forward. Place our hands on top of each other in a nice folded position. Just allow yourself to breathe here. This is crocodile pose. We'll flip over into our backs. And placing your legs, your knees are in a bent position, feet are on the ground. We'll just take those knees and pull them towards your chest. So nice gentle position here. And just breathe. You can rock back and forth. Get a nice gentle back massage. Release the knees down to the ground. Release the feet to the ground, I mean. And we'll bring those legs all the way down to the mat. Straight. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough space here. So from here, we'll bring our arms up over the body. Over the body. And we're gonna go into banana asana. So this is like the standing pose, but a little bit more gentle. We'll take the right hand and grasp the left wrist, and pull it over to the side. A little bit more banana here would be to the legs over to the right side as you're pulling over to the right side. So you're in the shape of a banana. This is actually a real yoga pose. It's called banana asana. We'll inhale to release. We'll move to the other side, taking that left hand, grasping the right wrist as you pull your arm over the top of your head and coming into like a curved position here. And then take those legs and move them over just a little bit over to the left. So you're coming into a left-sided banana asana. Sometimes I might feel it more on one side here than the other, even when I'm standing and doing this. Because this is a supine position, you may feel it more deeply because you're not standing and using different muscles. Breathe in, and then come back to neutral, lying on the ground. And from here, set up to go into Savasana. So whatever you need to do to get yourself prepared for Savasana, or maybe a cushion under the legs, cushion under the head, blanket, whatever props you may need to support you. What would help you here? Bolster or blanket. And as you come into your final relaxation, close your eyes if that's something you would like to do. I invite you to do that. Feeling your head being heavy, stretching your legs out all the way. You can put your feet together, do whatever feels good for you. Keeping your neck relaxed. Checking in with your shoulders, relaxing your shoulders, checking in, tucking your tail and settling the lower back. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Joy for no reason. I am filled with quiet joy for no reason, save the fact that I'm alive. The message I receive is clear. There's no time to lose from loving, no place but here to offer kindness, no day but this to be true, to be my true, unfettered self, and pass the flame from heart to heart. This is the only moment that exists. So simple, so exquisite, and so real. So I invite you to bring awareness to your fingers and toes, wiggling them around. Roll onto your side. Bring your hands together. Be resting your head on your hands. Before coming to a seated position, you can push yourself up to a seated position of your choice. Thank you so much for showing up today for this yoga practice. I love you all. Thank you so much, and I wish you a blessed evening.